Tonight, Ewan wears a hat. Ewan lies on a sofa. And Ewan does a dance. Yes, hello, good evening. Welcome to tonight's Olympic special. On the show tonight, the producers challenged us to analyse the physics behind various Olympic sports.
The sports that we've been asked to analyse include swimming, mountain biking and tennis.
But firstly, over to you, who apparently knows something about running.
The 100-metre sprint, the event which decides who the fastest man and women are on the planet. The current men's holder is Usain Bolt with a time of 9.69 seconds. The race can be split into several distinct phases, with key physical processes involved in each phase. The runner pushes down on the earth with the same force that the earth pushes back on him. This collision between the forces conserves momentum. However, the runner's added velocity means he exerts the force downward 3.5 times his own weight, causing his speed to increase.
And now on to the men's 400-metre individual medley. This event made its Olympic debut in 1964 and the world record was set in 2008 by the American athlete Michael Phelps with a time of 4 minutes 3 seconds .84. In swimming there are three main forces which act upon the athlete as they move through the water, which are pressure drag, wave drag and friction.
Friction is caused by the interaction between the swimmer's body and the water molecules. This force also propels the swimmer through the water, which is Newton's third law of motion. When the swimmer's speed increases, this leads to increased pressure drag. Pressure is increased on the swimmer's head and causes a pressure difference between two ends of the body, resulting in turbulence. Wave drag is caused by pressure increases due to two different water velocities, and this creates waves. Different strokes create different amounts of drag. Breaststroke creates the most, followed by backstroke, then butterfly, then freestyle. In order to reduce the amount of drag on their bodies and thus increase their speed, swimmers are able to take a number of measures, including streamlining, extending their arms with each stroke, body rolling, the use of swim caps, the use of special swimsuits known as skins, and shaving.
And now, on to a sport that's often forgotten in the Olympics, the men's tennis, which has surprisingly been in since the inaugural Olympics in 1896. In Beijing in 2008, it was won by then the world #1 Rafael Nadal.
When serving, the player presses their feet against the floor. This is to build up potential energy. As the ball is tossed up, the player explodes towards the ball and they transfer their energy from their feet all the way up to the ball. This is called the kinetic chain principle. When doing a topspin shot, the player drags the racket over the head of the ball and the friction of the racket causes the ball to spin forwards. The spin causes the shot to dip more and to bounce higher. The backspin is the opposite of the topspin and the player hits under the ball, causing it to spin backwards, and this doesn't change the direction of the spin. Therefore, this shot requires less power than the topspin and the ball bounces much lower.
And now on to the mountain biking, a record held since the Olympics in 2008 by a Frenchman. Julien Absalon won gold with a time of 1:55.59. But we don't have a Frenchman. We do, however, have our very own tame mountain biker, the Stig's French cousin. Some say he can travel faster than the speed of light, and that he knows exactly where the subatomic Higgs boson particle is. There are many aspects of physics which apply to mountain biking, the main four of which are drag, gravity, steering, and braking. Drag is the only thing that keeps your bike from going infinitely fast on flat ground, except of course for general relativity, but even the Stig can't go that fast. Drag is the force that pushes backwards along your line of travel. The three main sources of drag are mechanical drag, caused by friction from the bearings and the chain, tyre drag, caused by the constant friction of the tyre against the road, and, most importantly, aerodynamic drag, more commonly known, of course, as wind resistance. Then there's gravity. After adding kinetic energy to your bike, as soon as you start going upwards, that kinetic energy starts to become converted to potential energy, so less of it is available to keep the bike moving and you slow down. Although in the case of the Stig here, of course, the opposite happens and he speeds up. Then there's steering. By using the handlebars, the Stig can turn the front wheel and he applies torque, which is defined as the rate of change of angular momentum of an object. At higher speeds, smaller steering angles have more rapid effects, and so it's easier to maintain balance. Finally, braking causes friction on the wheels, and so slows the motion of the bike. Most braking force comes from front wheel braking. And there you have it, and of course we've done all of this because the Olympics are coming here to us in the UK in the summer.
There's going to be 205 nations competing in 300 events.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I'd hate to be in charge of transport for London.
Whoever the mayor's going to be, right?
It's going to have a lot of impacts on the country as well, actually. The world famous Glastonbury Festival is going to be cancelled because of the Olympics.
Do you know why the Glastonbury Festival's been cancelled? Lack of portaloos.
That is a bombshell. So, on that note, we can end. Good night.